Rich, when you're facing a defensive front as experienced as Auburn's is, successful, is it beneficial or important to show them some things that you haven't shown other people yet, do something different?
Well, that's I guess, a thought you could have, but then, where you're worried about our own youth and confusing us. The last thing you want to do for our guys is have some indecision or some confusion up front, and all of a sudden now we can't execute. And that's, if you poorly execute against a team as good as them, then it's really going to be bad. So I think we'll try to do what we can do well. There's not a lot of people that do well against their front anyway, but we've got to eliminate the negative yardage plays and obviously can't have turnovers. So, we always start off every plan saying if we have no negative yardage plays and no turnovers, we have a great chance. Easier said than done.
Matt was just telling us that he expects John Rice to be a little limited earlier in the week, but then full go by the end of the week. How do you kind of plan on helping him through the preparation this week, and what is the plan for his prep?
Well, he's pretty sharp for a freshman mentally. The biggest thing you miss when you don't go through the whole practice is some of the mental stuff rep-wise, but he'll be able to do just about everything, so I don't have any concerns that he will be limited with our plan.
Rich, when you self-scout or analyze previous weeks, what is the one area that you wish you were doing better at, and what can you do to improve that?
There's more than one area, unfortunately. I think the effort's been good. I think the execution on certain plays, and then there's certain plays that we thought that maybe they could be a bigger play, and it might have been just one guy or maybe just two guys that had they had been able to execute better, would have been a bigger play. So there's a lot of missed opportunities out there, but I think everybody probably could say that offensively. But some of that's going to be youth. But again, this late into the season, that youth has some experience now. So we just simply got to execute better.
You guys have obviously leaned very heavily on the run this year for success on offense. And coming down the stretch, you have LSU, Auburn, a couple of really good defensive lines, defensive fronts. Does that change anything you guys do as far as quarterback or pre-snap or anything like that?
Well, you could get forced to throw it, of course, by the numbers. I mean, they can load the box up. They can play cover zero and outnumber you and force you to execute the passing game. And we work really hard. We work as hard on that as anything. So we have to be able to do that. And I think our guys understand. We love to be able to run the football. You can, there's obviously less risk involved, but we've had some success doing that, especially using the quarterback. But at the point where you're outnumbered in cover zero, you got to be able to execute things in the passing game, and we're continuing to work on that.
What do you see in their defensive front that allows them to be so successful?
Well, it starts off, they're really big and talented. I mean, you're talking about big guys that are going to be playing for a long time on Sundays. They're active. They play really, really hard. They do a great job of using their hands. If they get double teamed, they don't stay double teamed. They either split the double team or beat a guy very quickly. So it's as impressive a group as you'll find, not just anywhere in the country, but maybe in the last several years. And it's not just their front. I mean, their linebackers are extremely impressive. Their secondary will run to the ball and tackle. I mean, it is a very, very impressive group. I think, without question, one of the best defenses in the country right now is Auburn's.
I know you weren't here last year, but I'm wondering if, looking at other film, if you notice any tendencies that are helpful from Wesley McGriff's defense that you pick up with his secondary now.
No, not so much. And I don't know. Again, I haven't really studied what we did here defensively in the past. I know that he's probably given some input, but Coach Kevin Steele, who's been, I think, does an outstanding job, is a great football coach, and he's got them playing really hard. They're well coached. They're schemed well, and so I've been more looking at what Coach Steele has been doing scheme wise. And they had looked like a little bit of a different plan for LSU last week. Some of the things they were doing with their defense and probably specific to LSU, but we still are looking at that. But looking at the whole picture of what they do, I mean they've got got experienced guys that know what they're doing and playing really physical. And our guys will see that. I think it always starts with us first. We got to be able to do what we can do, but at the same time, you better have a thing or two in plan to try to have some success against them, because running right at them or just doing what you've been doing, they'll have a plan for that.